It's not us, it's the managers. Right. Okay, so let's do the Let There Be Love, which I think is David Sharp's favorite.
What's that?
This one.
I like the song.
Okay. Actually, David, if you're comfortable playing this song, then I don't need to play it, I don't think.
So, whatever. I can do it,
He's
sure.
good, Dean.
See how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to give us an intro? It can just be like a 4-bar G or something.
Let there be love and understanding among us.
Wait, are we in the right spot?
Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
Oh, you're singing the harmony, David.
I am?
Okay, yeah.
What do I know?
Let there be love. Okay. Okay, it's not your playing, it's your singing. Just kidding.
Among us.
Yeah. Do you want, we can move that closer towards you.
What?
The mic, so you don't have to lean quite so hard.
No.
Okay. Okay, so David, start again. Yeah, something was, okay.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
My men.
Hashkibeinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkibeinu, Shalom.
Ladies.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashkibeinu, Adonai
Eloheinu.
Hashkibeinu,
Let there be love and
Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkibeinu, Shalom.
Just the ladies. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. All together.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Sweet. That was nice. Was it annoying that I was calling things out? I don't know if I can do that. All the ladies.
I was reading your hands.
Okay.
Those men.
Yeah. David, are you comfortable? David guitar, not David violin. You're beautiful. Are you okay back there, down there? Yeah, you're good? Okay. I know. I'll look at you amongst the sea of music stands. All right. That sounded good, guys. Nicely done. All right. So let's look at the.
I think so. Check.
I
I can hear her.
yeah, well, I'm like
hear
freaking
the
shouting at you right now. Oh, I hear David.
Check.
I'm so glad. I would have been a little concerned had you not been able to hear that. It is. It is on.
There, now it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to put it like right up there.
Yeah.
Angle. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you have to
So you want to angle into the front.
Sing Eve.
Sing Eve. Okay.
Let there be love and understanding among us.
She's being very shy. She sings louder when we're all together.
Yeah, when we're all together.
Okay. I wanted to practice Adonai Sfatai Tiftach.
Check.
Is it the allergies? It's like super pollen-y. Yeah, it's like super pollen-y. Yeah, I can imagine it. I know, super pollen-y. Worst superhero ever. Super pollen. I kind of wanted to try to do this a cappella, guys, the Adonai Sfatai, unless you think we should put instruments in there. I know, I'm venturing into suckapella. I call it suckapella, is that bad? Okay, the only difficulty is that I have a terrible time starting this. I always end up singing the harmony.
I think I'm on. I
Yeah, that's
cannot
what I always do.
hardly hear.
You're on.
Oh, wait, if I do it like that, then I can hear. Okay, that's
Okay, so here's my vision for this song. Wait. Yeah, I guess you know what I would do? I think we can do drums and violin and all that. Maybe just no guitar for this one.
No guitar?
Yeah, how about that? Let's
It's
give
okay
ourselves a
with me.
break. Let's give our fingers a break. Okay, so I wanted to do. Yes. Did I not put it in there? Yeah. I made a lot of mistakes on there, Rabbi Kaplan. I'm going to have to make some accommodations. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's start together. And then the second time we do it, if you're comfortable doing the lower harmony, which I am, we can do.
Check.
Yes.
Are we going to be able to all come in together on this? Is there, if there's no intro per se, maybe you start it
Check.
and then we join you.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I can do that. Then everybody comes in. Good call.
Ufiagi tehilatecha. Adonai. Sfatai titach. Ufiagi tehilatecha. Adonai. Sfatai titach. Ufiagi tehilatecha. Adonai. Sfatai titach. Ufiagi tehilatecha.
That's cool. If we can do it more when we get into it, but
Hey, Robert. Robert, say hello in your mic.
Hello.
Okay, I just want to make sure I knew it was you. Okay.
so should we take a pause now, guys? Should we do a? We do, but we only have 6 minutes.
That
Maybe I'll
actually
do it as a
was-
song teaching.
What last
It's,
things can I do here?
Everything's gone? Yeah. Good. Great job.
That's
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
That's why you're big bucks. Yeah. Sorry, it's Shabbos. We can't pay you.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're going to nigun at first. I think that's what we'll
should
do.
turn
We'll
you on.
nigun.
Where are we? I have to get you.
All right, so guys, we're going to take, it's 5:55. we'll take a short pish break, and then we'll come together again with Sanctuary. If we could be here, maybe back here like 5:58,
That means I
that
have
would be
to
awesome.
disconnect everything.
I'm just not going to move.
I'm not moving.
Just gonna, where's my...
We're all wired in.
Once you're dialed in, you're dialed in. Check, 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 check.
We're all wired in. I wouldn't move.
Batteries are important.
I would offer you
I'm gonna press the main down. I wouldn't. Yeah, it goes.
recognize that song. Make you feel my love by Bob Dylan. Oh yeah, yeah.
And it should be close. I just turned the house down a little bit. Hopefully that's a little better. Yeah. It's not too much. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move around a little bit. Yeah, I think so. You're not gonna be. You're kind of out of range of that monitor. I almost want to pull that out. You can hear. Okay. Yeah, you're kind of in that zone where you can hear that one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good, good. Who is lying?
Drums ready to go? Bongos all set?
No, I was coming to you.
Ready to go. Cool.
Okay, so I go back?
Yeah, no.
You're lucky you don't have your wires
True.
yet. Wires
True.
all
Whenceforth you came.
And she's walking backwards.
Full set? Oh. Yeah. This is tough in a band. I had a band and when you know, to mic up the drums. That was always a tough one. Yeah, it was really tough to get. Yeah. Yeah. They just yeah. And that was always the toughest part. That was always the toughest instrument to get online. Because it can definitely be overpowered. And some drummers, they want to be heard. They want to be heard. So it's like, yeah, right. Yeah.
Actually, this is good because the women are usually at the end.
Yeah.
Kind of mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, and it's not that I don't want to be, it's just.
Kick it hard. Can't kick it much hard. Yeah, really.
Well, we miss you.
I'm hoping my life comes down soon. I'm just overextended.
It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
Every gig that I've done sound for, it's like always the last absolute second
Yeah. Yeah.
to get the sound ready.
Right. Right. Yeah.
My nickname in the group that I sing with is Tinker. I mess around with things until I learn how to do it. And I make more mistakes than I do successes. Thank you.
Doesn't look like anybody's using that one. No. No, I'm doing everything kind of by myself now. Yeah. For. Oh, sure. Yeah. I don't hear him. Yeah.
Is he leaving us today?
I don't hear him, so it must be jammed down. Yeah. I didn't mute it. No. It's still on. I don't hear it loud. Do you hear it? It's not muted. Okay. He thought I muted it. I didn't mute it.
Virus for you.
It's like in the other room. David's guitar. David. Dave. No, I don't think he's. I think she's at family until she
Testing.
Check one. Check 1, 2. Just in that. Just down. You have it down. That's good, but I'm not mute. I'm open. It's not muted. Okay.
Put the
Okay.
phone away.
I'm not worried about it.
It's Shabbos.
I might be by the soundboard for the beginning of this.
By who? Me?
I will.
Possible. I'll try not to. Yeah. Could be worse. I'm gonna get all tangled up here by my wires.
Say again? Oh, it's 6:03.
Are they good? Oh, really?
Everybody's still out. Pressing.
And fressing.
Check, check.
Are we all on? Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check, check.
La 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 Lord, prepare me. Lord,
Lord, prepare me
to be a sanctuary,
a sanctuary,
pure and holy,
pure and holy,
tried and
tried and true.
with
With
thanksgiving.
thanksgiving,
I'll be a living
I'll be a living
sanctuary for you.
sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Lord,
Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
one more time.
To be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Shabbat Shalom. One, two, three, and four.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Bi Melech Malachei Hakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Barchuni.
Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Bi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yalla.
So there's a wonderful group in Israel, modern musical group, that specializes once a month on Shabbat. They're called Nava Tehillah. And I have to actually take great pride right now. We're supposed to be humble in our own ways, but we can certainly take great pride when our kids do amazing things. And so my daughter Brianna is spending 6 months in Israel. She's been there since the end of January. She'll be there till June. And so she was at Nava Tehillah's Shabbat service. It's once a month. They get around 700 people to their service in a room that fits 300. So you can imagine what the room is like. And after the service, Rabbi Ruth, who directs Nava Tehillah, came up to Bri and said, well, how would you like to be in our band for the next 5 months? So she was really excited. And so next month, she'll be debuting with Nava Tehillah. And I'm going to Israel, just kidding. So I wish they live stream, but it's not happening there. Anyway, this melody, Yedid Nefesh, that special soul that we have on Shabbat, is on page 5 in our prayer book, and the melody composed by Nava Tehillah.
Shava Rachaman Bishochavta El Ritzonav Yaruf Avda Bimoaya Yishach Chaver El Mul Hadara Ki Yerav Lo Yehituta Minos Etzuf Bechol Ta'am Ya La La La
We begin Kabbalat Shabbat on page 8 as Marin is going to help us with the singing of Lechuna Radana, page 8.
No capo. A minor. Ready? Not yet. Page 15. We're getting it has a tab in it. Lechune. One. Okay. So you ready? 1, 2, 3. Lechune.
Sur Yishenu, Yisiro Narialo, Vefuneranena, Vefuneranena.
done, Marin.
Thank you, Marin. You'll stay right next to me. We are going to continue with a melody from Craig Taubman as we continue along with our Psalms for Erev Shabbat. Psalms are poems from the Bible that express joy and all of those feelings in life. Page 13, you can find the words at the bottom of the page. Page number 13, the words, Romemu, the music, Craig Taubman.
We'll start slow and then speed up.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu.
Little faster.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ha'ar kodsho.
There are different psalms with different composers over the centuries, and the psalms were put to music from the time of King David thousands of years ago up until today. One of the great modern composers of Jewish music is a gentleman whose name was Shlomo Carlebach, more of a Hasidic style of flavor of music. And so the next piece that we are going to sing comes from the Bible. It is the Psalm for the Sabbath. The custom is to stand for that psalm. You can find it on page 14 in our prayer book. We'll stand together. It's entitled Mizmor LeDavid. Mizmor LeDavid is on page 14 and 15. The composer Shlomo Carlebach.
I don't know if I'll play guitar for this. I'm not sure. That's high. Okay. Nobody's happy with this key up here.
I was
Let me try that again. I'm sorry. It's still not helpful. Those are the 7 voices of God, by the way. Tuning. Okay, I think we're all going to be happy with this one.
We'll go with that.
Mizmor leDavid, Halul Adonai b'nei Elim, Halul Adonai, Kavod v'chol, Yai lai lai, Halul Adonai, Kevod shemo yishtachavu l'Adonai, B'harat kodesh, Kol Adonai.
We may be seated. So we're going to go back in time to Tzfat, the northern part of Israel, in around the 11th century or so. And there was an author of poetry. His name was Shlomo Halevi. Alkabetz actually was his last name. But he's known as Shlomo Halevi because he wrote the words of Lecha Dodi, a poem that symbolically would welcome in the Sabbath bride, where the Kabbalists in the northern part of Israel would go to the gates of their town. They would imagine that God was a bride. They would all dress in white. They would lead God into their city, beyond the city's gates, into the center of town, and every Shabbat was a wedding between God and the Jewish people. What a beautiful idea that every Shabbat is a wedding between God and the Jewish people. So Lecha Dodi is that blessing, that poem that we refer to, written by Shlomo Halevi, that talks about the Shabbat Kala, the Sabbath bride. You can find Lecha Dodi in our prayer book on page 17, I believe. We're going to do the first 2 verses, and then we'll end with verses 8, and then we'll stand together, face the back of the sanctuary for verse 9, as we welcome the Sabbath bride formally as the sun sets in the west, and we welcome God into Shabbat. Page 17, verses 1 and 2, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela.
Shamor
Bezachor B'dibur Echad, Ishmianu El HaMiuchad, Adonai Echad, Shemo Echad, Shemo Tiferet V'Li Tehillah. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nekabela. דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה
ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי היד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה
הולך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה הולך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת
Just the ladies. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha u'solam. Tov emunei ha'segula,
הולך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה הולך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה בני שבת
At this time, we may be seated, other than those who wish to remain standing for loved ones whose anniversaries of death happened on the Jewish calendar this week. We recite the words of the Kaddish prayer on page 25 and 26. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah,
Amen.
be'alma divra kir'ute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam lalmei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru
Amen.
We may be seated. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
So I want to share with you a story. You might think it's funny. I thought it was a little of a challenging moment. So a teacher in our religious school around, I would say 8 years ago, was getting married. And the cantor at the time was supposed to officiate at the wedding. It was a beautiful wedding that was set for Sedona, Arizona. Anyone who gets married, obviously, in Sedona, it's like the Garden of Eden. It's paradise here in Arizona. Lots of people who come to visit Arizona, we tell them to go to Sedona, especially when it's beautiful and the red rocks are shining and it's God's country. People say to me, if I should be at synagogue or Sedona on Shabbat, where should I go? And I say, you definitely should go to Sedona. So I get a call on a Sunday morning at 6:30 from the cantor saying that she has 103 fever, she is extremely sick, and that I need to go and do the wedding. And I said, well, I have a number of things that morning, and I just need to try to see if I can arrange my schedule, but I'm not sure if I can make it. She's like, I already told them that you're going. So I ended up getting directions from her. I threw on a suit, threw on a jacket and a tie, and off I went to drive into what was the magnificent area of Sedona, Arizona. I got to the place where the wedding was supposed to be, and it was very strange. There was no hotel, there was no restaurant, there was no lodge. It was this dirt area. I was like, okay, so maybe we're going to just meet there and we're going to go to wherever we're going. So I get there half an hour early, and I'm just listening to some music. All of a sudden, these cars start to park. And I see someone getting out in shorts and a T-shirt. I said, okay, they're probably just here for a hike. And all of a sudden, person after person after person shows up in jeans, shows up in a tank top, you know, this typical Israeli style of what you dress for when you go to a wedding. Here I am in a suit, right, with a tie. So at least I could take off my tie and my jacket, right? The pants and the long sleeve dress are better for everyone that they just stayed on. So I figured maybe we're going for a little bit of a walk, and all of a sudden I see this monstrous harp come out of a car. I see this huge cage with 2 doves. I see a musician with a violin, right? And I see someone with a baritone come out, and it's unbelievable. So I figured, okay, we're not going that far. This is great. And all of a sudden I saw the bride, and I said, Tamar, how are you? She's like, oh, thank goodness you're here. She says, Melissa didn't tell you we have to go for a little bit of a walk. And I'm like, a walk? So she said, yeah, we're going on a hike. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. So they have, this is not a joke, this is a comedy routine, right? So we go for a walk, and we start going for a hike, and we start going into this valley. So you see the doves being carried. You see, I mean, it's like the Jewish people for 40 years in the desert, carrying all their belongings. No wonder why it took them 40 years, right? It took us like an hour just to get to the site of the wedding. But then we arrived at this most beautiful place, and there's a creek flowing with water, and it's the most serene scene. And so we get to the moment where we're about to do the wedding. Obviously, they were going to let the doves go at a certain time. The music was playing during a processional. And before that, I said, where is the bottle of wine? I see the Kiddush cup. Where's the bottle of wine? And this one person is looking at this person is looking at this person is looking at this person. There's no wine. I said, where's the wine? They're like, we forgot it. It's at the hotel. I'm like, well, who's going back to get it? And they're like, nobody, right? So I thought, what am I going to do? Well, use God's natural resources. If there's a beautiful creek with flowing water, you can say blessings over anything. I said, go fill up the Kiddush cup with flowing water. And so with all things that are to drink in the world, water is the source of life. I completely changed the blessings of the wedding because they're not from the Torah. They're not mandatory. They're simply just blessings of gratitude. And they filled up the Kiddush cup with water. We had this wedding ceremony, and I have to tell you, it was one of the best blessings with a Kiddush cup I've ever had in my life. One of the best ever. Because we were able to transform a moment of frustration to an opportunity for beauty. When we take our ritual items in Judaism, we transform them into beautiful pieces of our lives, that makes the world greater. In Hebrew, we call that hidur mitzvah, to make a command in a more beautiful way. Right? It's one thing to take a Dixie cup and fill it up with grape juice for Shabbat. But if we can take a beautiful, nice Kiddush cup and fill it with either grape juice, wine, or water if we don't have, the rabbis were smart, by the way. In the winter time when it was cold and grapes wouldn't survive the winter, the rabbis used wheat or barley, and they fermented it into beer, and that's what they would use for Kiddush if grapes weren't available. But if you're at a creek in Sedona and you have no beer and you have no wine, you use water, flowing water. So this idea of hidur mitzvah, of making something beautiful, is what the Torah portion is about this week. The Jewish people are in the desert. They've left Mount Sinai. They have the Ten Commandments. Here they are, and I'm not going to steal Marin's thunder for tomorrow morning, but they're instructed to build a structure of beauty, not just of the design of the tabernacle, which housed the Ten Commandments, but a structure that was made with love, with gratitude, right? Sometimes we make things in life, we just do them by rote, right? When we build something from IKEA, we read the manual, we go step by step by step by step, and hopefully it puts together the way it's supposed to look. But in Judaism, we sometimes do things not necessarily for it to always look good, but for us to feel good about it. It's one thing to talk to someone and have a conversation with them. It's another thing to smile and have a conversation with somebody. Right? And so that's how you make life more beautiful. I could not tell you the scene of laughter and joy in the creek. It was, by the way, easy to go down into the creek. Can you imagine we had to come back up? That was the challenging piece, right? At least the doves had been released and the water had disappeared from the Kiddush cup, so it was a bit lighter to come back up. But there was so much joy at that moment, that life was really beautiful. So here's what I want us to try to do this week. I want us to try to make life more beautiful. So try to go find a moment in time this coming week when life doesn't seem too great for somebody and make it more beautiful for that person. Maybe it's a gift that you bring. Maybe it's an extra smile that you give that person. There's got to be someone in life that you are connected to that needs to see more beauty. Or for that matter, maybe each of us needs to see something that's more beautiful. Take a hike, go for a walk, drive up to Sedona, or a place that you appreciate. But that's what the Torah portion is about this week. Make a place of holiness for yourself, but more importantly, make the world much more beautiful. We need to do that a lot more for ourselves because we don't do it too often. So let's do that. Let's go out into the world. Let's make an extra smile happen, some extra joy, and make the world a happier one. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to stand with Marin as she's going to lead us in the blessing of creation, the beauty of the world. The Baruch Hu, we stand together, page 28 in our Siddur, the words of the Baruch Hu.
Adonai Hamevorah Baruch Adonai Hamevorah Hamevorah Le'olam va'ed Hamevorah Hamevorah
We may be seated as the cantor continues with the blessing of creation, Ma'ariv Aravim.
Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvahot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamidim lo chaleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
On page 30, we continue with the blessing before the Shema, Ahavat Olam, Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael, blessed is God, who loves the Jewish people and all of humanity with the gift of the Torah.
Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, v'avatecha al tasir mimenu li'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Marin leads us in the text, the biblical text of the Shema Ve'ahavta, page 31.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'afta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzvecha hayom alevavecha ve'shinantan lavanecha ve'dibarta bam Beshitecha b'vaytecha uvlechacha v'derech uvsharbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu lo totofot bein einecha uktavtam amazuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
We continue to ourselves, pages 32 through 35, the rest of the Shema, in the Hebrew or the English, through page 35. Who is like you, God, among all gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in beauty, doing wonders? The idea of transforming a world of mundane to a world of beauty. Mi chamocha, page 37, at the top of the page, our blessing of thanksgiving.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Elai, lai, lai, elai, lai, 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 elai, lai.
Our prayer for peace, the music, this time that was Alana Arian, by the way, another modern Jewish composer. We're moving on to Noah Aronson with a melody called Let There Be Love. It's an alternative approach to Hashkivenu, which is our prayer for peace every night in our tradition. Let There Be Love by Noah Aronson.
Understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Shalom. Lehavidenu, and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Shalom. Hashkivenu, and understanding among us. Peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
Just the ladies.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We're going to stand as Marin's going to lead us in Vishamru, the biblical text that talks about Shabbat comes every week. We make the best of it, and we make it more beautiful each and every week compared to the rest of the week. Vishamru in our prayer book. You can find it on page 40.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei Yuvain, B'nei Yisrael, Oti Leolam, Oti Leolam. Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvein hashvim Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
cantor leads us in Chatzi Kaddish, the introduction to the Amidah.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, והעמד דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכנו יומכנו חיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עולמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמם וימרו amen.
Before our private prayer, pages 43 through 56, known as the Amidah, it's nice to get in the mood for that moment. And so these words, which in English translate as open my lips that I may give forth my personal prayers at this moment, things that we're thinking about. In the Hebrew is Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Ufi Yagi Tilatecha. It's like a meditation before the Amidah, the central prayer of our service. And our musical group here is going to share that melody. Again, Craig Taubman, the same guy that wrote Romemu, also wrote this piece, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. We ask God to open up our lips that we can share honesty and what's on our mind today.
Ananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananana Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananana Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananana Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana Sfatai Tiftach. Ananana Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha.
build this world from love.
I will build this world from love. Ya-la-la, ya-la-la.
And you must build this world from love.
You must build this world from love. Ya-la-la,
And if we build this world from love,
if we build this world from love,
then God will build this world from love.
God will build this world from love.
I
will build this world from love. And you must build this world from love. And if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בהמה דברה קדותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וימיכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בעגלה בזמן קריב אמרו, אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולם מהמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשה. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בימה ואמרו אמן תתקבל סרטון ואותון לכל ישראל קודם אבון דבישמיה ואמרו אמן יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Music helps to bring healing in the world. Our prayer for healing comes to us, the music and the lyrics from Todd Herzog. I just want to say the music from tonight with Mike on woodwinds and David on guitar and Ron on a drum and Mike on drums and Frank on a drum and voice, Cantor on guitar, Eve with voice, Donna with voice, Myra with voice, Scott with voice, Robert with voice, and David on violin certainly helps to make our world a more perfect one. We want to thank you for your beautiful music as we now go into a world of healing, thinking about others who are sick as we pray for their healing of body and of spirit. The music from Todd Herzog. Prayer for healing.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. El na refana la refana la. El na refana la refana la. Dear God of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith.
help us renew our faith.
Grant us perfect healing.
Grant us the perfect healing.
Bring peace to all our days.
Bring peace to all our days. El na refana la, refana lanu. El na refana la, refana lanu.
Restore our strength of body.
Restore our strength of body.
Help clarify our minds.
Help clarify our minds.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Rejuvenate our life.
Rejuvenate our lives. El na refana la, refana lanu. El na refana la, refana lanu.
Thank you for all these blessings.
Thank you for all these blessings
Throughout our days and nights.
throughout our days and nights.
We celebrate the journey.
We celebrate the journey,
This precious gift of life.
this precious gift of life. El na refana la, refana lanu. El na refana
stand together for Aleinu as Marin will be leading us on page 63. Aleinu.
Aleinu Eshabeach Ladon Hakol Lated Gedula Leotzer Breshit Shelo Asanu Kegoye Ha'arzot Velo Samanu Kimishpechot Ha'adama Shelo Sam Halkenu Kahem Vigor Aleinu Kevichol Hamonam Venachnu Korim Umishtacholim Umodim Lifnei Melech, Malchem HaMalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, Bayom ha'u, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
We may be seated. In our community of the Shabbat, before Mourner's Kaddish on page 66, we remember with love the souls of individuals whose deaths anniversaries happen on the Hebrew calendar this week, the 4th to the 10th of Adar. Milton Polinoff, May Resnick Galnick, Harry Miller, Sally Flash, Helene Burt, Alvin Levin, Donald Feinberg, Bruce Shelton, Irma Seltzer, Dorothy Ryder, Ivy Freeman, Rose Zweig, Jeanette Borenstein, Evelyn Solway, Bruce Stratler, Seema Jacob, Ethel Klebe, Sandra Altnew, Betty Miller, Gisela Pfeffer, Joseph Schaefer, David Dworkin, Robert Geller, Frederick Weiss, Fanny Cohen, and Sarah Jacobson. At this time, those who wish to stand to remember a loved one, the words of the Kaddish prayer, page 66. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam lalmei maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh Vit Hadar, Vit Ale, Vit Halal, Shmei Dekudsha, Berechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. We may be seated. At this time, we have a few gifts that we are going to present to our bat mitzvah this Shabbat. So that will be the cantor and will be me tonight. And so, Marin, we have a few gifts for you this evening. Cantor is going to help me do this. So, Marin, come on up. We'll show you these gifts. The cantor is going to give you this bag.
We've got some good stuff in here for you, sweetheart.
I just turned it back on.
Marin, what we have in here, I'm not going to empty out the whole thing. This is your bat mitzvah swag bag. Okay. So what we have in here is we have a Kiddush cup that has been given to you by the men's club, and you're welcome to rip it open and use it tomorrow and tonight and all of that for Kiddush. You have a tzedakah box that the Women's League has given you. So as you continue on your way through life, you'll remember that other people need also, and hopefully you'll contribute into the tzedakah box, which growing up I called the pushki. We also have a book in here from the Federation called Israel Matters, and that's actually about sort of why it's important for us as Jews and as young people getting old, like growing up in this community to really establish a relationship with the state of Israel. We have a $10 gift certificate for a USY event, and they work. We had a kid once use them like a year and a half after the bar mitzvah, and it still worked. So it's good $10. I don't think you can use it at the shuk, though. I apologize. We also have in here seed money to what is called the B'nai Tzedek Foundation Fund. What this is a philanthropy fund. So we put $18 into it, and that starts it out for you. So you keep contributing, and as it grows and grows and grows, you can use it to give to those causes that really mean something to you. I'm thinking of dogs. And there's one more thing in here. There was also, I believe, I did USY already. No, it's okay. I think it's the donation to a playground. I think the last thing in here is a donation to a playground in an area of Israel called Sderot. It's an indoor playground because what happens is when there are bombs flying back and forth, it's a safe place for kids to play. So that's what you got in here, sweetie. You're welcome. You've done a beautiful job. Did you like your band? Okay.
Awesome. So we're going to be very brief with our announcements tonight. Just a reminder, tomorrow morning we have a young family Tat Shabbat program at 11 o'clock in the morning. Marin will be called to the Torah tomorrow. Our service begins at 9:30. We are very grateful to Ron for sponsoring the Kiddush tomorrow, Marin's dad. Lastly, March 9th in the evening, Purim is coming. It's right around the corner. So we'll be celebrating with Whose Line Is It Anyway, kind of a theme to Purim, so you want to be here. That's going to be really fun. It's featuring Walk This Way and Sweet Rolls food trucks. There's some improv games. We have a special guests who are going to be doing some improv with us, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Tuesday morning, March 10th, we have a full Megillah reading at 7:30 in the morning. Enjoy your week, everyone. We're going to stand and finish our service tonight. Marin is going to hold the Kiddush cup for me as we all do Kiddush together. The blessing over the wine. We also want to thank our Nosh crew, the binders. Who else helped us out? I can't see the Portnoys. Who else? The Stones. Who else? Anybody else?
Jan and Jerry were here.
Who else? The Kaufmans. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jan and Phyllis. Who else? Did we cover everybody? All right. Thank you for a beautiful, beautiful appetizer evening. I never see halloumi cheese other than in Israel until tonight, so thank you so much. That made my Shabbat. Okay.
Are there any leftovers?
Yeah, I know, right?
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Fabulous.
Wonderful.
Go find that out.
Cantor,
Yeah.
don't touch my halloumi cheese. Okay. Here we go. Kiddush for Shabbat together. Then put your prayer books away. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
You can drink it, Marin.
Wait.
Are we starting at 9 or are we starting at 8? Woohoo!
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
I don't know. Should we keep going?
Shabbat.
Should we? Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. Thank you, Donna.
I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Thank you, my singers and my instrumentalists. You guys are wonderful. That
We'll
was
be
great.
here all week.
Well, I hope. I wish.
No, we won't.
Tip your servers after Shabbat.
I was going to say, don't forget to tip your servers
After Shabbat.
after Shabbat. I'll be, yeah, we will actually be here all week.
Hey, Mike. Shabbat shalom. How's the foot? Doing all right? Okay, good.
I'm so
X-rays Thursday. Cool. You know, you'll be back on the back on the golf course, giving everybody lessons. You can play.
That's going to take a couple weeks to get here.
Bad. It was very windy. Yeah.
It's not that we don't have
Yeah. I'm glad I have that excuse.
the ones
To
that we
go
have
too hot.
go all the way down so they can be small.
Phil was an
And then they
interesting
can
guy.
tell us about. So those are going to take the longest time.
I can
And then
work
we
with
have
anybody,
the stage snakes,
so
and
it's
they can
fine.
pull up pretty
Yeah. Huh? I got wires all over here. Hold on a second. Let's get this one off. And get this one off. No, they have all this.